Good afternoon and welcome to Cost Field, home of the Squirrels in Castleton, North Dakota. I'm Josh Boyko here with you on the call tonight for Northern Cass versus Central Cass in Region 1 softball. It's a beautiful day for spring sports. It's about 50 degrees. We've got a decent breeze blowing into the press box right here. So we'll keep an eye on how that plays a factor here tonight, but otherwise, pretty dang good conditions out there for softball compared to the wet and cold weather that we've been having the last couple weeks. It's good enough that we can get this game in, and we are excited for it. It is a Region 1 clash between a couple of teams that are familiar with each other. The Northern Cass Jaguars took the game on Cost Field last year, and they split the season series overall, the road teams winning each game in the regular season. So definitely a toss-up when you get a couple of good Region 1 teams going up against each other like we have here today. The Squirrels entering play 3-1 as they've won their last three, rattling those games all consecutively after a 6-1 loss to Dickinson, or a 6-run loss to Dickinson, their season opener. Northern Cass opened up last week against Hillsborough Central Valley, a 10-1 loss in Hillsborough, but then rebounded versus Hankinson Co-op to blowout win that game to improve to 1-1 on the year. So now a 1-1 versus a 3-1 team here tonight, as this is the Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve at Irie Insurance. Thank you to them for sponsoring our pregame show today, and we'll be able to hear from our coaches shortly coming up here. But first, let's take a recap look at where these teams went in the Region 1 tournament last year. The Jaguars were the 6th seed coming into the tournament out of 7 teams. Had to go through the play-in, blew out Maple River 24-0 in that play-in game. They also took down Hankinson Co-op 5-3. Hankinson was the 3 seed last year, so a 6-3 upset win. But then the Jaguars eventually fall to Kindred in a game that would have sent them to the state tournament. Jaguars also were able to beat Enderlin and HCV to advance to that state qualifier game. They lose 9-6 in that game to Kindred, who played a big factor in the Central Cass run as well. And then on the Squirrel side here, Scott Cost back at the helm, of course, again this year. The 2024 postseason came in and they split 1-1 against the Kindred Vikings in that Region 1 tournament. They advanced to the state tournament with a 2-1 victory versus Kindred that qualified them for state, but then they lose 6-5 and 8 innings in the Region 1 championship battle. And then for the state championship, those two teams found each other yet again. They were the last two standing in all of North Dakota, and Kindred came out on top 6-1 in that championship game. So Central Cass, the runner-up at state last year, a lot to prove again this year. Lost quite a few pieces, but they return their star pitcher Whitney Mitchell to the circle this year. We'll hear more on her from Scott Cost when we come back around the break.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems or working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville.
Central Cass pregame before softball, before Northern Cass takes the field here. So, Coach, what are you thinking? A few games in, 3-1 record right now. How do you like the squad so far?
Hey, so far so good. We still have a lot of work to do. We're still, we're a very young team, and we've got things that we need to work on. But getting games like this against Northern Cass and stuff like that, that's exactly what we need here to start continue developing here.
And one of your returning pieces right now, your ace of the staff, Whitney Mitchell. And what do you like about her game, and what improvements has she made this offseason?
Well, she works so hard at this. She works in the offseason. She works during the season. So she works so hard. One thing she's really improved on is at the plate. You know, she gets a lot of recognition for her pitching, which is really, really good. But she's also, I think she's literally only gotten out 2 times in 4 games right now. So she's a great player.
Absolutely. And then who should we be looking out for as kind of a breakout candidate that we didn't see as much of last year that's going to step up this year?
You know, I kind of, if you pay attention to the bottom of our order right now, the 6, 7, 8, 9 hitters, I'm really looking for them to start producing right now. So this is our 5th game of the year, and I'm really looking for them to break out right now, and not only defensively but offensively. I need that group of kids to step up here and start getting on base and driving in some runs.
Going up against Anthony Meyer and his squad today, what challenges do they present?
Hey, one of the things we reminded our girls last year is last night they beat us here on this field, and so we can't take anybody for granted. So he puts a good team together. They've got a lot of good athletes up in Northern Cass, and so I expect a good tussle here.
Absolutely. And then lastly, what would the win do in the region here early on?
You know, right now we're 2-0 in the region, and it's very important from a seeding standpoint, both the seeding in the region tournament but also the state tournament, so we got to keep winning here.
All right. Good luck tonight, Coach. Thank you.
Super. I appreciate the coverage.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Here we are with Anthony Meyer of Northern Cass Softball before we get going here on yourliveevent.com. And Coach, you're a couple games in here, a couple mixed results. How are you feeling so far?
Yeah, just getting our feet under us. Feeling good. A couple times outside with those games last week, and then we went up to we went down to Sioux Falls this past weekend. Got a few games in, so that was fun, getting the girls some experience, and we're just looking back to get back into the Region 1 games.
And then going up against Scott Koss-led team, what challenges does a squad coached by him provide?
Oh, lots of talent. They've always been good hitting, pitching, defense, so we can expect some good pitching, good hitters, good defense, pretty sound team with Central Cass.
Yeah. And then who have you liked so far these couple games from your squad? Who have you liked production-wise?
Brooklyn Hoyland's been pitching well for us. Her sister Sam Hoyland's been stepping up pitching well for us in the number 2 spot pitching. And Courtney Daniel's been hitting the ball pretty well. Chelsea Gelster's been hitting the ball pretty well. Avery Davidson's been hitting the ball well. So,
yeah. And then with Daniel's emergence, getting her into kind of that cleanup spot in the lineup, how important has her emergence been for this team?
Oh, really good. It's very important. She's stepped up a lot this year. Just a freshman, but she's got a lot of power back there. She's got great softball skill, IQ, and I don't know. She's there when we need her.
And then, what would a win mean if you were able to get one on the road here against a good Central Cass team?
It'd be huge. We pulled one out last year. We split with them through the season, and it'd be huge if we got a win today. So we're just looking to put the ball in play and throw strikes.
That's Anthony Meyer of Northern Cass on yourliveevent.com on pregame.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio and RJBroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and Seedex sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neillsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Welcome back to YourLiveEvent.com. This has been the Irie Insurance pregame shows. You've heard from both of our coaches, Tony Meyer and Scott Kost, this afternoon. This is beautiful Kost Field in Castleton, North Dakota, as this is the site of Region 1 softball on YourLiveEvent.com. And as mentioned, this has been your Irie Insurance pregame show. Get the customer service you want and the insurance protection you deserve at Irie Insurance. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's pregame show. And also our scoreboard sponsor for today, shout out to Bank North. Bank North has been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank today. Bank North, and member FDIC and equal housing lender. We'll set the lineups for you when we come back, as we'll have Region 1 softball right around the corner with Brooklyn Hoyland and Whitney Mitchell in the circle, respectively, for each team today. We'll set the rest of the lineups and defense for you when we come back on YourLiveEvent.com.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems or working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Welcome back here on YourLiveEvent.com. Josh Boyko with you here on the call from Cost Field as we're getting ready for Jaguars versus Squirrels. These two teams split the regular season series last year with Northern Cass taking the game here in Castleton. So they went on upset watch last time and got the job done. Scott Kost, we heard in that pregame interview saying, hey, we reminded this team we can't let that happen this year. We're going to defend our home turf and make it happen here tonight. And it's important to stack the region wins early as both of these teams are fighting for standings position and seeding position in the short sprint of a regular season that North Dakota softball has, with just a month from now, the Region 1 tournament coming up. So not a lot of time to rack up the wins, but there's going to be plenty of opportunities for both these teams, and the one that presents itself right now is right in front of them. Let's take a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses for these teams. First, the strengths for Northern Cass. Brooklyn Hoyland returning to the circle as Tony Meyer and Scott Costel exchange the lineup cards at home plate right now. Brooklyn Hoyland back to the circle. She's the main pitcher for this squad, and it's up to her to anchor the staff because they are still trying to develop pitching behind her. And they've lost some decent players. Addison Rust, Casey Fix from last year's squad that went on that nice run as the 6th seed to take 3rd place in Region 1. And then in the lineup, they still got Avery Davidson, Emma Hovness, Reese Lavig in that lineup for some pop. So they've got some of their big bats still in the lineup. But as I mentioned, their weaknesses, losing some of those senior players last year, and then Brooklyn Hoyland is really that only pitcher right now that they're trotting out, still trying to develop behind her. And then for Central Cass and Scott Koss squad, they've got that same battery of Mitchell and Preen. Mitchell in the circle and Preen behind the plate. Aspen Preen provides some good pop, good power in the middle of that lineup, and Mitchell is now batting leadoff, and we heard from Scott Koss, she's only gotten out like twice all year in 4 games, so she is an on-base machine. They also got Brady Bussey still in the middle of that order, anchoring things down for the Squirrels. So something to keep an eye on here today as things roll along that middle of the lineup. But we heard Kost saying that the bottom third of the lineup is where he's hoping to see some surprise production and some breakout production with Halverson, Flanagan, Gunnifson will be those 3 at the bottom of the lineup for the Squirrels. Both coaches will shake hands now, and we'll get ready to get things going here shortly. With both these teams awaiting the opportunity to take this wonderful field here today. National anthem coming up here from Koss Field. First, actually, sorry, we'll get to our starting lineups. Leading off at shortstop for Northern Cass is Reese Lavig, number 27. And Avery Davidson in the 2-hole. She's in center field. Chelsea Galster is the DP for today. Bats third, wears number 9. And Courtney Daniels. Daniels is in the cleanup spot. We saw her get a couple hits in that game against HCV and their season opener. The bats were hotter than they would have suggested with that 10-1 score in Hillsboro last week. Northern Cass did put up some hits. They put some traffic on the base paths, but the problem was they were just running into 2-out outs, not getting the 2-out hits that they needed to push the runs all the way across. Batting 5th and in left field is Emma Hubness. Batting 6th, the pitcher for today, Brooklyn Hoyland. Then Macy Murch is at third base solid defender, solid arm over there at the hot corner. And then Nyla Erickson is at second, wears 14. Kaylin Knudsen is at first base, batting ninth. And then Annabelle Steinberger. Steinberger's in right, and she will be the 10th in the lineup, so will not be hitting this afternoon. And then for Central Cass, they'll send out this lineup to counter. Whitney Mitchell trots out to the circle, batting leadoff, the on-base machine, but also the ace of the staff, just an all-around stud. And Sophie Sherwhite joins her. Number one is next to her in the circle there. Sherwhite will play shortstop. Then to complete the battery today, pitcher-catcher, Aspen Preen will come out, and she's behind the plate now. Batting third, has got the good power, and so does Brady Bussey, who will be playing at first. Bussey and Preen have been doing a lot of damage for the last couple of years, and they'll continue to do so this season, batting third and fourth. And Maddie Stieg is batting fifth. She is at third base. And then it's Raya Zimmerman in right, batting sixth. And then Kaylee Halverson in left, bats seventh. Keelan Flanagan batting eighth at second base. And in center field is Kira Gunnifson batting ninth. So again, we'll just run down those lineups for Northern Cass. It's Lavick, Davidson, Galster, Daniels, Hubness, Hoyland, Murch, Erickson, Knudsen, Steinberger. And then Mitchell, Sherwhite, Preen, Bussey, Stieg, Zimmerman, Halverson, Flanagan, and Gunnifson for Central Cass. Back in a moment for the first pitch.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
Welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com for Northern Cass versus Central Cass softball. We are about ready to get going. Aspen Preen throws through down to second base, and we will get things started here at Cost Field. Mitchell is in the circle, joined by her teammates, and we will get things going. Reese Lavig is set to step in the batter's box. She'll bat right-handed. Here comes the shortstop for Northern Cass to lead things off. Our umpires for today, Delmar Titus is calling balls and strikes behind home plate, and then Art Kraft is on the bases. First pitch misses high for ball number one, and we're underway. First pitch at 4:05 p.m. Central Time. Lavig cuts through a pitch on the inner third and evens the count. Mitchell, a couple of competitive offerings to begin her outing. Third pitch of the at-bat misses high. Corner infielders even with the bags. That's Stieg and Bussey at third and then first. Middle infield playing pretty straight up. Just a bit high, says Delmar Titus, and it's 3-1. A lot of room up the middle to work with for the leadoff batter Lavig. And that's ball four. Lavig takes one swing, but watches four go by, and she's on first base. A leadoff walk for Northern Cass drawn, and now we see the corner infielder at third base, Maddie Stieg, creep in a little bit. Swung on and foul tipped. It is a foul ball as Lavig took off to second base. Mitchell this time works ahead. The 0-1 pitch with Lavig, a threat to run at first. Square to bunt. It's a good one. Throw to first. It goes up the right field line, and Lavig is checked in at third base. Some small ball working to the advantage of Northern Cass to begin things. A nice bunt laid down by Avery Davidson. So the base on balls and the E5 leads to first and third, nobody out. Northern Cass a chance to strike first. Chelsea Galster is the DP for today's game. She also squares to bunt, lays it down, it goes foul. No balls and a strike to the three-hitter Galster, who's had a nice start to her year hitting the ball. Takes high. Runner goes to second. That's Davidson on the move, and she is in safely with no throw made by Aspen Preen. Ball and a strike. Early pressure from Mitchell, the sophomore in the circle. Contact, hit well, center field, back it goes, it is gone! A 3-run blast to begin things for Chelsea Galster. An absolute ambush from Northern Cass, and we are three batters into the game. It's 3 runs for Northern Cass. What a blast over the center field fence to clear the bases from Galster.
Now batting the catcher, Courtney Daniels.
She's hitting in that 3 spot for a reason now, as Tony Meyer seeing the confidence in Galster through the first couple games. And it comes through here in a big way. Off-speed pitch is in for a strike to Courtney Daniels. Swung and missed. High heat there from Mitchell. Has gotten ahead 0-2 on the cleanup hitter Daniels. She had the RBI, the lone one, in the 10-1 loss to Hillsborough. And this one she fouls off to the right side. It'll trickle out of play. Still nothing in 2. All the at-bats put together by Northern Cass as this one's fouled straight off the metal behind the plate. Cut on and missed. This one is held onto by Preen. Tag applied, and the first out is recorded.
Heading left fielder, Emma Houghton.
First strikeout for Mitchell comes with the bases empty. Good pitch, middle of the zone there, swung and missed by Hovness. Hovness in left field is the 5th batter to the plate for Northern Cass. Good movement there on that pitch that floats to the outside corner. No balls, 2 strikes. Brooklyn Hoyland awaits on deck. She'll take the circle at the end of this half inning. This one's fouled back and out of play. Some good swings from the Northern Cass team already. The biggest of them being the Galster home run that went straight over the Central Cass logo and lettering in center field. If there was a batter's eye, it would have gone straight over it. This ball's popped up and playable, and Sherwhite tracking in the sun makes the catch for the second out.
Now batting the pitcher, Brooklyn Hoyland.
Here comes Hoyland now with 2 out and no one aboard, but 3 in already. Swung on and missed. First pitch strike, and Mitchell's been around the zone, but that leadoff walk has come around to score on a few pitches that were just a little bit off the plate. That didn't go her way. No balls and a strike. Down and away. A 1-1. Taken in there for a called strike. It's 1-2, and Mitchell is just one good pitch away from getting out of this top half of the inning. Hoyland loads up a lot of weight on that back foot. She's going to have to protect the 1-2, and she does as it's fouled off onto the diamond adjacent to this one right here. Mitchell comes set. The 1-2 pitch. In there for a called strike 3. Delmar Titus rings up Brooklyn Hoyland. So a second strikeout for Mitchell, but a taxing first inning and a 3-run ambush home run from Chelsea Galster takes us to the bottom half of the first with Northern Cass up 3-0 on yourliveevent.com.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-2323. 4045.
Whitney Mitchell lead things off for the Squirrels. Top of the order as the Squirrels get their first cracks on offense. Brooklyn Hoyland in the circle. Ready to go. Bottom of the first inning. She takes the circle with a 3-run lead, courtesy of the blast from Gulster in the first. Her first pitch misses inside to the leadoff hitter Mitchell, who's had a wonderful start to her year. Takes one a little bit high. On the outside corner as Hoyland's back in the count. It's 2-1. Another one high. Hoyland, good velocity on that last pitch, but Mitchell staying disciplined, and the walk is a big part of her game. She's got a good eye at the plate. Much improved over the offseason there. And she has taken ball 4. So each leadoff hitter between Lavig and Mitchell take 5-pitch walks. They'll bring up Sophie Sherwhite. Sherwhite crouches down. Squares to bunt, pulls it back, throw down to second. Mitchell is in safely. And just like that, nobody out, runner in scoring position. The Squirrels down in a 3-0 hole, trying to answer in their half of the first. Just a bit upstairs now. The 1-1. Not offered at and taken again. It's another ball. This one turned on, hit well to left field, but it's going to go out of play. Good piece of contact from Sherwhite as she'll try to straighten it out and put one in play in the 2-ball, 2-strike count. Hoyland rocks, fires, and takes a little bit high. Payoff pitch to left center field. Catch is made and quickly back into the infield. First out of the inning on the Sherwhite fly out to center. In there for a strike, no balls, and a strike now to Preen, and let's set the defensive lineup for Northern Cass after this pitch here. Preen chops one foul at the plate. 0-2. The outfield for the Jaguars is Hovness, Davidson, and Steinberger from left to right. Then the infield from third to first is Murch, Lavig, Erickson, Knutson, and then the battery of Hoyland and Daniels. Preen takes in the dirt, runner goes, and into third base goes Whitney Mitchell with one out. An important advancement there. Puts the sacrifice fly in place with a batter like Preen at the plate. But a called strike 3 is taken, and down goes Aspen Preen looking, and it'll be up to Brady Bussey to knock home Mitchell from third base. Bussey takes a ball low to begin her at bat. in on the corner. Great pitch from Hoyland. Good velocity, good location. A good take right there. The off speed from Hoyland trying to drop that in on the outside corner, but just a little bit high and away. RBI opportunity, but also a chance for Brooklyn Hoyland to slam the door shut. Popped up on the infield. Murch taking charge, makes the catch at third base. And Northern Cass able to end the first inning after Mitchell gets the second with nobody out. Gets stranded at third. It is still 3-0 Jaguars on yourliveevent.com.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Welcome back for the second inning here from Cost Field. It's 3-0 Jaguars on yourliveevent.com as Chelsea Galster homered over the center field fence in the first inning to put the Jags up by 3. But then settling down, Mitchell gets 2 of the next 3 hitters on strikeouts and a pop out to short in between them. It'll be the 7, 8, 9 hitters of Murch, Erickson, and Knutson due for the Jags. Preen makes a sliding stop on the first pitch. It's the third baseman, Macy Murch. Made the put out to end the bottom of the first. Will be the leadoff batter in the second. Chops one up the third base line. A swinging bunt. The throw to first is in time. Nice play by Stieg over at third on the slow roller. Makes the play 5-3 over to Brady Bussey for out number 1. Now the second baseman, Nyla Erickson, swings and fouls one straight back off the screen. Mitchell's 0-1. In there for strike 2. She seems pretty dialed in right now. She's been around the plate through these first 7 batters. Just the one solid contact, really. And it was a 3-run homer as Lavig walked on 5 pitches that were all pretty close to the zone. Then Davidson laid down a bunt. And there was an error on the throw, and then the home run comes right after that. So unfortunate for Mitchell as the line looks a little bit worse than she's been throwing here. Comes back and gets a punch out here for out number 2. It's the second looking strikeout of the afternoon. Got Hoyland to end the first, and now Erickson goes down on strikes for out number 2. Swung on and missed. Big cut from Caitlin Knutson. Tony Meyer giving some swing critique over at third base. Swung on and foul tip straight back into the glove of Preen. Good pitch, good swing. Results in strike 2. Oh, 2 swung on and missed. Mitchell, a quick tidy 1-2-3 inning. Another pair of strikeouts. She's retired 6 straight after the first 3 reach. It's 3-0 Northern Cass on yourliveevent.com.
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to sky. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
3-zip on the Bank North scoreboard. Northern Cass on top and looking to add to it. Central Cass looking to cut into that now as we head to the bottom of the second inning. Whitney Mitchell made it as far as third base but could not score in the first inning for the Squirrels. They'll send Maddie Stieg, Raya Zimmerman, and Kaylee Halverson to the plate. And if anyone can reach, Keelan Flanagan and Keurig Gunnifson are due up fourth and fifth in the inning. That'll take us through the first trip of the batting order. Hoyland's back at it and misfires upstairs. Stieg chops one up the third base line. It will roll foul. One pitch. Rainbow was high all the way. Popped up on the infield. Hoyland's waving everyone off, and a step outside the circle makes the catch.
A batting right fielder, Raya Zimmerman.
Stieg pops out to the pitcher Hoyland, and now Raya Zimmerman, the right fielder, steps in for her first at bat. She takes high and tight. Hoyland hasn't been landing a ton of first pitch strikes, but it hasn't mattered much as she's retired the last four batters after Mitchell's leadoff walk did not come around to score. This one's rolled up the third base line in foul territory, 1-1. Inside. 2-1. That one bounces in, and Hoyland in danger of giving up a second walk of the game. This one's popped up, back of second base, and the catch is made for the second out. Nice play in the field there, and Erickson able to corral that one for the second out of the inning. Hoyland 2 up, 2 down. We'll bring up Halverson. Up high for ball one. Also on your live event right now, Hillsborough Central Valley hosting Larimore in baseball. Kevin Kochman's on the call for that one, and it's 1-1 count now to Halverson as she cuts through a pitch at the knees. Halverson leans out of the way to avoid the HBP. It's 2-1. Fouled off right side, out of play. One good pitch away from a second scoreless inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Hoyland gets the sign, leans in. Rocks, fires, ground ball up the middle, past a diving Reese Lavig, and it's a 2-out single, the first hit of the game for Central Cass. Halverson comes through and extends the inning for Keelan Flanagan now. Scott Koss talked about that bottom third of the order, and we're starting to see it here. Looking for some production there. Halverson gets the base hit, and now Flanagan Gunnufson at the plate and on deck. The last two in the order. Swung on, chopped foul. Might have gotten a piece of Daniels behind the plate. Flanagan bats left-handed, the second baseman for the Squirrels. Swings and lines one out of play, so it's 0-2. Hoyland this time working ahead in the count. The 0-2. Chopped foul up near the Northern Cass dugout. 3 pitches, 3 swings from Flanagan. They've all resulted in foul balls towards that left side. A take high. It's now 1-2. See if they want to risk sending Halverson down to second base. Try and get a runner in scoring position. This one's flared to left field. It dies for a base hit. And just like that, we've got back-to-back 2-out singles with 2 strikes even to extend this inning for Central Cass. First and second, 2 down, big at bat all of a sudden now for Kira Gunnufson, as Hoyland has had a couple of opportunities to get out of this inning, but a couple base hits that just barely find the outfield grass. And Gunnufson pops one up left side, and the catch is made. Nice job by Lavig, gets under it, makes the squeeze, and the 2-out singles are stranded aboard on the pop out to short. We're through 2 innings here at Cost Field. It is 3-0 still in favor of Northern Cass.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Local voices from local radio.
It's 3-0 on the Bank North scoreboard as we enter the 3rd inning of play here at Cost Field. A 3-run blast, 3 batters in to the game is the separating difference on the scoreboard right now. Bank North has been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what values-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank today. Bank North, member FDIC and equal housing lender. Reese Lavig, back to the top of the order we go. Cuts and misses. She worked a 5-pitch walk in her first at bat, so technically still 0 for 0 at the plate. Takes well outside. 1-1. Two balls and a strike taken high by Lavig, who made the squeeze at shortstop to get out of the jam in the bottom half of the inning. Brooklyn Hoyland 2 scoreless innings. Whitney Mitchell with 6 straight retired batters is now a foul ball off to the right side will even the count at 2. She struck out 4 in the first couple innings, got Daniels swinging, Hoyland looking in the first, and Erickson looking and Knutson swinging in the second. Two-two, chopped foul towards the Northern Cass dugout. Two balls, two strikes. Smothered by Preen on the off-speed pitch low. Payoff pitch outside, and Lavig is aboard again with another leadoff walk.
Center fielder Avery Davidson.
Davidson squared the bunt and got it down. Reached on error, which led to first and third, nobody out before the Gallster home run. Strike taken on the outside corner. It's a good location to throw down to second base, too, if Lavig were to try to steal. That's arm side to the catcher, Preen, a quick exchange, and she's got a big arm back there. This one's bunted foul up the third base line. 0-2 quickly on the center fielder, Davidson. The 0-2 fouled off behind the plate and out of play. Two taken high, a flinch from Lavig down to second base, but she slams on the brakes. One and two. Fouled off, backing out of play again. Hanging tough is Davidson, a good at bat. The 1-2 again, same result, backing out of play. Jaguars putting together long at bats, trying to tire out Mitchell's arm early in this game. She was in a groove, getting 6 batters in a row before the Lavig walk. That one slips away, and Lavig down to second base is in safely. Picked a good one to run on that pitch that was high and away, so a lunging effort from Preen prevents her from throwing out the speedy Reese Lavig at second base. Two-two, hit to left center field. And the catch is made. Lavig will have to retreat back to second base. Gunnufson makes the grab. And after the long at bat, Davidson is out number 1. It's a big out to get right there with Gallster coming up. Did the damage in the first inning with the 3-run bomb. First pitch on the inside corner had Gallster backing away, but it's in there. Oh, nasty off-speed pitch. Had her way out in front. Quickly, no balls and 2 strikes. That ball just died at the plate, and it's a great changeup to that first pitch that seared the inside corner, so a good mix. How will Mitchell try to finish off the at-bat? 0-2, swung on and missed, 4-strike 3. Gulster goes down on 3 pitches.
Catcher, Courtney Daniels.
Lavik stays put at second. 2 outs now for the cleanup hitter Daniels, who struck out in the first inning. Fouled back. That one bounces to the plate. Lavig puts on the brakes and retreats back to second. 1 ball and 1 strike. Mitchell, like most pitchers, when she's in that rhythm, she'll work quickly. Get a swing and a miss, get the ball right back, and is ready to go. We saw that rhythm towards the end of the first and all throughout the second, where she worked quickly, got quick outs. Third inning, some more good at-bats from Northern Cass, but no runs across just yet. It's 2-1 to Daniels with Lavig at second base. Taken low, and it's 3-1. Just 1 hit for Northern Cass, but it was the 3-run homer, accompanied by 2 walks and an error are the base runners that they've got so far. 3-1 to Daniels, swung on, hit foul, driven right side and out of play. Scott Cost asking for 1 more good pitch from his sophomore, and there it is. Foul tipped straight back into the glove of Preen for the strikeout. So the leadoff walk is stranded at second base with 3 straight outs. We head to the bottom of the third, still 3-0 Northern Cass on the Bank North scoreboard.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Welcome back on YourLiveEvent.com. Josh Boyko with you here on the call as we've got spring softball going on. A beautiful day outside. It's about 50 degrees with a slight breeze blowing back into the broadcast booth right now. Brooklyn Hoyland's got 2 scoreless innings to her resume right now. It's back up to the top of the order with Whitney Mitchell, who walked and got stranded at third base in the first inning. Daniels back behind the plate now, and Delmar Titus is getting ready to go back behind the plate as he's been the one calling balls and strikes. Art Kraft is on the bases today. Just the 1 strikeout today for Brooklyn Hoyland, but the defense has been good behind her. She's been a fly ball pitcher, getting pop-ups of Sherwhite, Bussey, Stieg, Zimmerman, and Gunnifson first time through the order. Line to left field. This one will twist foul. This one flared to center field, and the catch is made coming on. A nice running grab from Avery Davidson in center. Defense had a couple issues in the opener against Hillsborough, but no mistakes thus far. That pitch misses high for ball 1 to Sophie Sherwhite. On the ground to third. Grab at the hot corner, the scoop at first, and it bounces. So there's our first error on the defense, but I mean, even corralling that one at third base was a pretty good effort there from Macy Murch. The throw just skipped. So Sherwhite, the runner at first. There she goes down to second base, and Daniels' throw comes up short. Didn't take long. Sherwhite swipes second base. Scott Koss trying to manufacture some action on the base paths. One and 0. Preen, ground ball through the hole right side. That's a base hit. Sherwhite being waved around. She'll score. The throw goes back to the circle, and Central Cass is on the board. It is 3-1 now with the RBI single from Aspen Preen. Bussey, pop up, left side. Catch is made for out number 2, so another fly out induced by Hoyland as Bussey flies to left with the catch made there by Emma Hubness. Here's Stieg with a ground ball to third. Throws across the diamond. Murch. The throw is in time. No error that time as the unearned run comes across to score in Sherwhite on the Preen single. But a good recovery by Hoyland, not allowing anything else. The 5-3 ground out off the bat of Stieg will end the inning. We're through 3 innings at Cost Field. It is 3-1 in favor of Northern Cass on your live event.
Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Traeger Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm and Seedex sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
We'll see if that RBI single from Aspen Preen injects some life into this Squirrels team as they're clawing back into this game. Still trying to work out the 3-0 hole that they dug themselves 3 batters into this young ball game. It's the 5, 6, 7 hitters due up for Tony Meyer's team. It's Emma Hovness, Brooklyn Hoyland, Macy Murch, the 3 due up. First pitch from Mitchell misses for ball 1. Cut on missed. Good pitch, good location on the outside corner. One to the left fielder. Catches the plate. Mitchell going to work on that outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Hovness. Oh, and the off speed gets an early wave and a miss.
Pitcher Brooklyn Hoyland.
Another punch out to Mitchell's total. She's got 2 in every inning and 1 to lead off the 4th, so 7 strikeouts for the sophomore. Still just 1 hit to the Northern Cass total, but it's the hit that they've had the most base runners on, and it cleared the fence, and that's the separator in this game. Two balls, no strikes to the opposing pitcher, Brooklyn Hoyland. Caught and missed, and just a little bit late on that swing from Hoyland. That slow changeup has got to be just sitting in the back of the Jaguars hitters' minds right now, as they've seen a couple hitters go down swinging way out in front of that pitch, and now we see another late swing resulting in a foul off to the right side. It is 2-2 now with 1 out. In the dirt, skips to the plate. Good eye from Hoyland. Payoff pitch. Mitchell toes the rubber. And inside. It's a base on balls. Hoyland did not chase.
Third baseman Macy March.
Third walk allowed by Mitchell. Murch squares to bunt. Offers at it for strike 1. Another pitch in there for a strike. Throw down. There's a chance. And they got her. Hoyland is out trying to steal second base. Aspen Preen with the caught stealing. So now two outs and 2 strikes with Murch at the plate. Fouled back, out of play. Momentum shifting play right there from Aspen Preen, getting the throw down to second base right on the money to nab Hoyland. Swung on and missed, off speed, filthy stuff. And we'll see if that charges the bats of Central Cass, heading to the bottom of the 4th inning, 3-1 on the Bank North scoreboard. Preen highlights the inning with the caught stealing.
Halsted Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halsted, Shelley, Neelsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argusville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halsted Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halsted Telephone Company today.
Brooklyn Hoyland has been phenomenal in her first 3 innings in the circle. She's looking for a 4th one now, as Central Cass was able to scratch across a 2-out run in the bottom of the 3rd, courtesy of an Aspen Preen RBI single that plated Sophie Sherwhite, who reached on error. Still just the 1 strikeout for Hoyland, and it came against Preen in the 1st inning.
Zimmerman leading off.
Been a lot of fly balls and weak contact off the Central Cass bats. Raya Zimmerman looking to change that. Takes over the inside corner. Strike number one to the leadoff batter, Zimmerman. She popped out to second base in her first at bat. Ground ball up the middle, past a diving Reese Lavig at short. And there's a leadoff base runner for Central Cass. Halverson singled in her first trip to the plate. It was the first hit for Central Cass, which was followed by another single by Keelan Flanagan. Those both coming with 2 outs, and neither of those came to score. That one slips out of the grip of Hoyland and down to second base goes Raya Zimmerman on the wild pitch. Swung and missed. Hoyland's back in the count. One and one. An advancement of the runner would be big in this at bat. Halverson thinking about trying to advance her all the way home, of course, now. Pitch misses inside. It's 2-1. In the dirt, and that one skips and advances the runner with no play. So Hoyland struggling with a little bit of control. Runner on third, nobody out. Big at bat, 3 balls and a strike from Hoyland. Swung and missed, good offering right there, disappeared at the knees of Halverson. Full count. And taken inside. A base on balls. It's first and third, the tying run now at first base. Flanagan flared a single to left field as we've got time called. Scott Cost is going to come in and talk to Delmar Titus behind home plate. Maybe thinking about a substitution, and looks like we've got a courtesy runner coming in right now. Halverson has come out.
Courtesy runner for Squirrels, Olivia Root.
And it's Rude that's taking first base now for Central Cass. And she'll go into second base uncontested now. So it's second and third with nobody out. The tying run in scoring position with nobody out now for Central Cass, just looking for the hit to put it across. It's the 8-hitter Flanagan at the plate, 1 for 1 today. Takes a strike. It's 0-2. That one skips, and a nice block there from Daniels. That keeps Zimmerman at third base. Already a couple wild pitches to advance runners in this inning. And this one gets by. Daniels unable to stop this one. Here comes the run to score. Zimmerman is in, and it's 3-2. The trail runner advances, and Rude off speed, and it's taken for a ball. It floated in just a little bit too high. Payoff pitch. Tying run at third. Fouled off, and that's what we saw a lot of in that first at bat from Flanagan. She's not trying to pull that ball. She's just trying to stay on it and put it in play. It's 3-2. Making Hoyland work for this out. Swung on, foul tipped back. Delmar Titus took one off the mask right there, and Scott Costa will come in, make sure he can slow down play a little bit as Daniels will walk out to the mound, and we'll have a little bit of a break in the action here to give Titus a break behind the plate after taking that one off the face mask. Seems to be doing just fine as the mound meeting breaks. Three balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Big pitch from Hoyland. And it's taken just off the plate outside. And another base on balls here. The go-ahead run sitting at first base, which I'm sure we'll see Flanagan off and running and not waiting too long to do so. Gunnifson popped out to short to end the second. Squares to bunt and fouls it off. Taken in the dirt. There goes the runner down to second. One run in already, nobody out. The Squirrels trying to push across the go-ahead run now in scoring position. All three batters have reached 6, 7, and 8. Popped up on the infield. Hoyland waving it off, and she makes the catch. So she induces a pop-up that does not advance either runner, so that's a big out. As Mitchell comes to the plate. 0 for 1 unofficially. She walked in the first, got stranded at third, flew out to center field to lead off the third. Ground ball, base hit through the hole at short and third. Here comes the throw of the play. They got a chance, and the out is recorded. What a throw. Now going to third. The throw. And I think we're getting defensive interference, perhaps? Could not quite hear what Art Kraft was saying. I think they're saying the run is now scored. They're showing 4-3 on the scoreboard right now.
21 out. Run counts. Sophie Sherway batting.
I'm still trying to figure out how it could be 4-3 right now because it was second and third, I want to say, and then one run came in, the other. I guess they're saying the second run counted, and then the batter advanced to third base. So that would, in fact, make it 4-3 now. So it's a 2-run single, and the batter, Mitchell, making it all the way to third base on the throws. So we have it set now. It's 4-3 Squirrels on the 2-run single from Mitchell that's gotten her to third. Just one out as the throw out to the plate did not count, which I can only assume meant that there was some sort of interference that happened around the base paths to prevent a put out at home. Taken high now. 3 runs in already for the Squirrels in this bottom half of the 4th. One and one. Up the middle and through for a base hit, and Central Cass is up 5-3 now.
Catcher Aspen Green.
RBI single from Sherwhite as the top of the order is starting to do some damage of their own. After the bottom got things started. Here's Preen. Line to center field, and it's going to go over the head of the center fielder. It'll score Sherwhite, throw to third, and Preen is in with a head first dive and a triple. That ball was smoked right there, and it was hit so hard that Davidson didn't get an accurate read on it. So it goes over her head. It scores another run as Central Cass has broken things wide open here in the bottom of the 4th, and now we're starting to see some action perhaps in the makeshift bullpen along the left field line for Northern Cass. Bussey takes high. Inside, good scoop from behind the plate to keep the run at third. Taken again, 3-0. It is Samantha Hoyland that is throwing, younger sister of Brooklyn Hoyland. Three balls, no strikes. And another walk given up.
Coming to the plate, third baseman, Maddie Steed.
It's been a struggle to record outs here in this bottom of the 4th. It'll lead to Central Cass batting around the order, preventing a double play. No balls and a strike to left field, and it's going to flare in for another hit. Contact wasn't perfect, but Stieg gets it to die in left field. It plates another run.
Ryan Zimmerman coming to bat.
And Tony Meyer is going to walk out to the mound here. Samantha Hoyland has been warming in on the grass on the left side behind the third base dugout here for Northern Cass. We'll see if this is a move or just a talk in the circle right here. Looks like he will return to the dugout without taking Hoyland with him. This game has been flipped on its head with 6 runs for Central Cass in the inning and just one out. Still a pair of runners on. Zimmerman's back at the plate for a second at bat in the inning. Eight of 9 hitters reaching in this inning. And a strike in there. But Zimmerman led it off with a single, then Halverson and Flanagan back-to-back walks. Gunnifson pops out. Mitchell, a RBI single. Sherwhite, an RBI single. And Preen with a triple. And Bussey walked and Stieg singled to get it back to Zimmerman where we are right now. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. In there for a called strike 3. The off speed gets Zimmerman looking.
Kenny Halverson.
2 down, a much needed strikeout, and here comes Halverson, who walked and came around to score as one of the 6 runs. Scott Cost coming to the plate here, and he says he's going to have a player re-enter, I believe. As, yes, batting right now, Halverson is back at the plate. They pinch ran for her with Rude. And now she'll slot back into the game, batting 7th and in left field. Chop to third. Murch will get the tag on Bussey. And that will retire the side, but not before. 6 runs come across for Central Cass. They blow it wide open. We'll head to the top of the 5th, and it's swung around to a 4-run lead for Central Cass on the Bank North scoreboard.
What's going on today?
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassi Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems or working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassi Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Whitney Mitchell has been handed a 4-run lead now. She's been pitching from down 3 runs in the first, couple runs in the third, and now her team has swung it back around to be a 4-run lead on the Bank North scoreboard. And it's her job to keep it on cruise control. She's had 3 straight shutout innings. Top of the 5th, here we come. Hitters 8-9-1 with Erickson, Knutson, Lavik due up. Swung on and missed by Erickson to lead it off. Erickson getting her second at bat of the game. Struck out looking in the second. Off-speed pitch, and Mitchell has really dialed that in now. Been nearly flawless since the 3-run homer in the first. Gets another strikeout. That's 9 strikeouts for Whitney Mitchell. She recorded 2 in each of her first 4 innings, and she starts off with another punch out here in the 5th. It's Caitlin Knutson now, the first baseman, before we flip it up to the top with Reese Lavig. Another off-speed pitch, swung on and missed. High and outside. Knutson was one of the strikeout victims, went down swinging in the second inning. Labig on deck is 0 for 0 as she's walked a couple of times. Strike on the inside corner, 1-2 now. Oh, 1-2 pitch, swung on and missed for strike 3. Down goes Knutson for the second time. The 8-9 hitters for Northern Cass, 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Lavig comes up, has walked in both plate appearances, so quickly 2 outs in the top of the 5th. Nobody on. That's how you want to face Lavig. She stares at one and must have missed a little bit high. Popped up right side. Bussey makes the catch in foul territory, and it's a quick, tidy 1-2-3 inning. 7-3. Central Cass on top, heading to the bottom of the 5th on your live event.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
And here we come back with the bottom half of the 5th inning. Brooklyn Hoyland is still in the circle. We saw Samantha Hoyland warming up in the bottom half of the 4th when things started to get out of hand, but now we see Brooklyn back in the circle. It's Flanagan that will lead things off in the 5th inning. Central Cass batted around and I think sent 11 hitters to the plate. It'll be Flanagan, the 8th hitter, followed by Gunnifson and Mitchell to begin the 5th. Couple stabs at a bunt, and it's quickly no balls and 2 strikes. This one's laced to right field. It gets down for a base hit, and there's a leadoff base runner for Central Cass in the bottom half of the 5th inning, coming from Flanagan with a laced base hit.
Number 22, Olivia Root batting for Squirrels.
Got a substitution coming in now, I believe, as Gunnifson had been the 9 hitter for the first few at-bats of the game. This one is laced to left field, but the catch is made. Throw back to first base, not quite in time.
Back top of the order for Squirrels, pitcher Whitney Mitchell.
Back to the top of the order with Mitchell. That was Rude re-entering with that last at bat. This one's hit down the left field line. It lands a fair ball. Throw coming in. Lavig fakes to the plate, safely in. Goes Flanagan to home, and that is an RBI double for Whitney Mitchell. It is 8-3 Central Cass.
Sophie Sherway.
Mitchell's reached in 3 of 4 appearances. A walk, fly out to center, single, and double. Sherwhite, an RBI single in that most recent appearance at the plate. Missed inside. Daniels digs it out of the turf. 2 balls, no strikes. Lined off the glove and caught by Murch, a juggling catch. That's the second out of the inning.
Stepping to plate, catcher Aspen Freed.
It'll be Preen now. Tripled home run in her last plate appearance and takes high. Chopped. Hoyland to first in time to end the inning. One more run comes across, but Hoyland limits the damage this time to just that one run. It is 8-3 Central Cass through 5 innings.
Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
8 unanswered runs for the Central Cass Squirrels. After a 3-run first inning from Northern Cass, it's been 1 in the 3rd for Central Cass, 6 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th. Top of the 6th coming up. Avery Davidson will be the batter. Two, 3, 4 of Davidson, Galster, Daniels. Up the middle and through, a base hit for Davidson. There is the first hit of the game for them since the home run from the player stepping to the plate right now, and Chelsea Galster. So just hit number 2 off of Mitchell. It's a leadoff base runner for Northern Cass, trying to jumpstart an inning here to get back in this game. Galster takes a good swing at it, but it's high and out of the zone. She's under it for strike 1. This one to the left center field gap, and it's going to get down. It's going to bounce. It's picked up, and no throw made to third base. And that is a double off the bat of Galster now. So it's 2nd and 3rd with nobody out.
Cleanup hitter for the Jaguars, catcher Courtney Daniels.
Scott Koss is going to take a trip out to the circle now and just kind of calm down Mitchell here. Reminder that he just went on a streak and retired basically 5 innings worth in a row without allowing a hit. So going to get her back in the zone. Here's Courtney Daniels, the cleanup hitter. Will step in for Northern Cass. Big at bat coming up here for the Jaguars, trying to push across these 2 runs, not leave everything to the 7th. Daniels 0 for 2 with a couple swinging strikeouts, but she has put together some good at-bats this year. Swung on and missed. Also have to note that play out and left by Halverson a moment ago, cutting that ball off before it got to the wall. That prevented the run from scoring, which is now standing at third base. Swung on, fouled back off the screen. It's no balls, 2 strikes. Mitchell trying to pick up a big strikeout, and she has had exactly 2 strikeouts in every inning to this point for 10 strikeouts through 5+ innings. Looking for an 11th in a big spot here. Daniels doesn't choke up. Pops it back and out of play. Mitchell, another 0-2. Smothered by Preen off the bounce. One and 2. Good take from Daniels, high and outside. Cannot afford to expand with Mitchell in the circle. She's got good enough stuff to beat a lot of teams in the zone. Any chase is an added bonus. A 2-2. And a called strike 3 on the outside corner. Daniels goes down looking. That's her 3rd strikeout of the afternoon. That's 11 punch-outs now for Mitchell. Now it looks like we'll see a pinch hit situation right here, as Hovness has not been announced to the plate right now. It'll be Josie Treebwasser. Treebwasser replacing Hovness for this crucial at bat with 1 out. Takes outside. Swung on a miss just a little bit late on that one. Mitchell and Preen have done a nice job mixing the pitches up, not getting predictable and just keeping these Jaguars hitters guessing, leaving that slow off speed in the back of their minds, but doing a nice job mixing some movement, some speed. Upstairs, 2-1. High and away. First base is open, but you'd rather not fill the bases when you're up by 5 runs. Mitchell needs a quality offering to get back in this count. (3-1), fouled off. Treebwasser got one to hit, but couldn't put it in play. Payoff pitch here. Big moment in this game, turning point. And Treebwasser goes down swinging. Tied her up with a fastball on the inside corner, and it's up to Hoyland now to try and push these runs across. And again, that play in left field looming large on that double where Halverson was able to cut it off and not let it roll all the way to the wall, which would have scored a run and probably put it at a triple instead of a double. Mitchell gets ahead, no balls and a strike. Brooklyn Hoyland is the batter. Just outside. Another one, the same exact spot. Trying to dot the outside corner and expand the zone, but Titus wasn't having much of that one on the outside part of the plate. It was just a bit off. 2-1. Hoyland swings through it. It's 2-2, and Northern Cass is down to their final strike on an inning that had an opportunity to play several runs. Now just trying to push one across. Mitchell's control has been a big part of it on these last three batters. No wild pitches, no runner advancements. High and away now, full count. Payoff pitch, 2 outs. Swung on and missed. Down goes Hoyland, and Mitchell, for the first time in the game, has struck out the side, and she needed it in a big way. She gets the 3 punch-outs to strand the 2 runners in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the 6th, 8-3 Central Cass.
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Tony Meyer leaving Brooklyn Hoyland in the game. Things were starting to spiral out of control in that 5th inning, and Samantha Hoyland was warming up. But I believe that they'll ride Brooklyn to the end of this game, just since it's stabilized now at just a 5-run game. 6 of them coming into 1 inning, so you take out the 4th inning and it's a 3-2 Northern Cass game, but the biggest inning of them all at the bottom of the 4th, where that 6-run spot came from. The off-speed floats out of Hoyland's hand for ball 1. Two and 0 to Brady Bussey. 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. Hit well, left center field. And off the glove of Davidson, does not make the play near the wall, so it's going to go down as a double.
Third baseman, Maddie Ski.
Here is Stieg. Taken for ball 1. Runner goes. Bussey is into third, and Well, forget what I was saying perhaps at the beginning of this inning, as Samantha Hoyland is now warming, or set to warm again, on that third base dugout side. In there for a strike. It's 2-1. With a runner at third in Bussey, bottom of the sixth. Swung on a miss, chased a little bit outside. In there for a called strike 3.
Pinch hitting for the Squirrels, Rachel Parkhouse.
And Rachel Parkhouse will come in and hit for Zimmerman. So Hoyland picks up a strikeout, and that's her third punch out compared to Mitchell's 11 that she's got. Or rather 13 now after she struck out the side. 13 strikeouts for Mitchell. Scott Koss sorting everything out here for Delmar Titus to make sure the substitutions are all good. But Parkhouse is set to pinch hit and enter for Zimmerman. Runner on third, one out. Parkhouse pops one up, right side. And that play is in foul territory after the drop, so no out recorded. It's going to go down as a strike, as Knutson did not make the grab. And Meyer, I think, coming out, wondering about interference perhaps, but he's gone back to the dugout. Jam shot, and this one over to first base, and Knutson makes the grab for out number 2.
Haley Halverson batting.
It'll be Halverson to bat now. The left fielder is 1 for 1 with a walk. And then had another at bat in the 5th inning. She batted twice, actually, in that inning. I believe it was a looking strikeout in that one, so 1 for 2 then. To center field, Davidson makes the grab, and that will end the inning. So a scoreless inning put together from Hoyland, her first one since the bottom of the second. 8-3 as we head to the top of the 7th. Northern Cass trying to put across some runs in their last chance when we come back.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Top of the 7th. Whitney Mitchell still in the middle has put together 5 straight scoreless innings, looking for a 6th to close it out here in the top half of the 7th. It's the bottom third of the order. Macy Murch, Nyla Erickson, Caitlin Knutson due up for Northern Cass. They had a brilliant opportunity to cut into the lead in the top half of the 6th. Got runners on second and third with a Davidson single and a Galster double with nobody out, and then 3 straight punch-outs followed of Daniels, Hovness, Hoyland. So now it's Murch to lead it off. Takes ball 1. Off the glove of Sherwhite at short. That one was blistered by Murch. She'll take a wide turnaround first and hold up there with a leadoff single that blisters through the left side.
Number 14, Nyla Erickson, batting for Jaguars.
And here is Nyla Erickson, 0 for 2 with a couple strikeouts. Squares to bunt, and it's hit foul. Squares to bunt again and fouls it off. She's quickly in the hole, 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes, no outs. Runner at first. Towering pop-up on the right side, and it falls. Play will be at second. Out is recorded. So it turns into a fielder's choice as Zimmerman able to get the put out at second base. Bang bang play, but the runner is out. Man, that was what you would call a big league pop-up with how long that one stayed in the air. Swung and missed by Knutson. Also was 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts entering this at bat. No balls, 2 strikes as that one faded off the outside corner, inducing a swing and a miss. And Mitchell tried to go even further outside, but could not get the chase. One and 2. Mitchell rocks, fires. Oh, that had some crazy movement on it right there. You could see it move from the inside corner and comes up right down the middle for the strikeout. That is a filthy pitch. Lavig trying to extend things now at the top of the order, has walked a pair of times and popped up to first. Outside for ball number 1. In there for strike 1. inside. 2-1. Mitchell trying to lock this one down, grab the final out. Outfield at medium depth, infield pretty straight up as well. Ground ball, third base. Stieg to first, the pick from Bussey to retire the out, and that'll do it. 8-3 is the final after a great pick at first by Bussey. Mitchell, after getting ambushed with the first 3 batters of the game, giving up the 3-run homer, settles down for 7 scoreless innings after that, and that's how it finishes. We'll recap it when we come back on our post-game show here on yourliveevent.com. Hopefully hear from a player of the game once the post-game speeches are done here by each coach. We'll step aside, come back with post-game after this.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
If you're ready to save time, aggravation, and money, the team at Weber Insurance is here and ready to make the process as painless as possible. Weber Insurance makes sure you find the best insurance because their agency is 100% independent. They have the freedom to shop the marketplace and find the best possible combination of cost and coverage. Talk with Dan, Leslie, or Carol to get a quote started today, or go online to weberinsurance.net. Call, click, text, or stop in at Weber Insurance, locally owned in Castleton.
At Polar Communications, innovation is in our DNA. We're pioneers, always looking ahead to what's next to ensure our communities thrive. We were the first in the state to offer gig services, and we didn't stop there. We continue to lead the way in delivering high-quality, reliable technology to your doorstep. A better experience starts here.
Your family farm has been adapting to challenges in the field for generations. Taupe Insurance is here to help you weather the storm when those challenges arise. Visit with Taupe Insurance today about a quote or review of your policies. Taupe Insurance offers coverage on your farm's assets, crop, and hail insurance, plus home and auto, commercial, and life insurance. Stop in for a visit today at their office in Castleton or give Taupe Insurance a call at 701-347-4045.
Since its beginning, the Central Cass Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cass High School. Through the years, that mission has brought in to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cass Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcassboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
You would never buy a one-size-fits-all shirt, and you should never do so to protect your valuable assets. And we'll find you the right fit for your insurance policies.
Home insurance, auto insurance, commercial insurance, benefits insurance, crop insurance.
We have you covered from head to toe, underground to Scott. Experience the difference with Irie. Get the insurance protection you want with the customer service you deserve.
For trusted news, weather, and sports from your community, look to R&J Broadcasting Incorporated, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com. Hear local voices from local radio with news and information from the area. Your information stations, KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ Radio, and rjbroadcasting.com, local voices from local radio.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of. where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
Welcome back at yourliveevent.com here for postgame. Let's run down the box scores here. 8 runs for Central Cass on 10 hits. And many of those coming in the 4th inning. 6 runs pushed across of their 8 in the bottom of the 4th. They scored 1 in the 3rd, 1 in the 5th, and 6 in the 4th inning. So 8 runs on 10 hits for them. And Northern Cass with 3 runs on 3 hits, with all 3 runs coming on the Gallster home run in the 1st inning. So the stat lines for the pitchers: Mitchell goes the distance, 7 innings, gets the win, gets 14 strikeouts, walked 3 batters, and gave up those 3 runs, only 1 of them being earned. And then Hoyland went 6 innings and gave up the 10 hits, 4 walks, 3 strikeouts in her effort. Lineup-wise for Northern Cass, Reese Lavig 0 for 2 with a pair of walks and a run scored. Avery Davidson 1 for 3, reached a couple times on a single and an error. Gallster 2 for 3 with a home run and a double. Daniels 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. Hovness 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts. Hoyland 0 for 2 with a walk and a couple strikeouts. Murch 1 for 3. Nyla Erickson 0 for 3 with a couple strikeouts. Caitlin Knutson 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. For Central Cass, Whitney Mitchell was 2 for 3 with a single, a double, a walk, and a fly out to center field. Sophie Sherwhite reached base and scored on an error, and then reached base on a RBI single, and then came around herself to score in that 4th inning. Aspen Preen then was 2 for 4, had a triple in the 4th inning that drove home a run, and a single that drove home a run in the 3rd inning that got the first run of the game for Central Cass. Brady Bussey 1 for 3 with a walk and a double in the 6th inning. Maddie Stieg 1 for 4, same for Zimmerman and Parkhouse, combining that 6th spot in the lineup. Kaylee Halverson 1 for 2, Flanagan 2 for 2 with a walk. Good production from those couple, Halverson and Flanagan, in this game. And then Gunnufson was 0 for 3, but that 3 hits and a couple walks from that bottom third of the lineup, exactly what Scott Cost was hoping for in this game. So shout out to that bottom third of the lineup for making some noise for Scott Cost and company. We'll take a quick break here and then come back with our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game and Agassi Precision Ag Play of the Game before we hopefully hear from a winning player and wrap things up here on yourliveevent.com.
Visit with Rocky Nedham at Nedham Seeds Caledonia for LCS wheat seed varieties, Trigger Cannon, and 2 new varieties named Buster and Dual. Call Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia. They also have proven wheat seed SY Velda from AgriPro. Your local Pioneer dealer, Rocky Nedham, Nedham Seeds Caledonia, with corn, soybean, sunflower, and alfalfa seed for your farm, and SeedX sugar beet seeds. Call Rocky 701-430-1149, Nedham Seeds Caledonia.
Halstead Telephone Company delivers fast broadband internet, telephone, and cable TV to residents in this region, including Halstead, Shelley, Neilsville, Climax, Fisher, Bigland, Gentilly in Minnesota, and Hillsborough, Caledonia, Gardner, and Argosville, North Dakota. Serving the area residents since 1904, Halstead Telephone continues to create a bright future for this region using 100% fiber optic technology. Service plans offer flexibility and choices, and there's local support personnel ready to help. Contact Halstead Telephone Company today.
Get to our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game today. It's going to be Whitney Mitchell with her 14 strikeouts that she induced while she was in the circle. She cruised for 7 straight innings after giving up those first 3 runs right off the bat. Was basically untouchable, just 3 hits allowed, 14 strikeouts. And then on the offensive side of the dish, 2 for 3 with a walk, multiple runs scored, and a run pushed across in the 4th inning. So Whitney Mitchell is your Enbridge Energy player of the game. Life takes Enbridge. Enbridge Energy for life. And then our Agassiz Ag Precision play of the game. That's going to be the Aspen Preen performance tonight. Multi-RBI effort with the RBI single in the 3rd. Drove home runs in the 4th with a triple. And also the caught stealing behind the plate, gunning down Brooklyn Hoyland at second base. That is the Agassiz Precision Ag performance of the game. Goes to Aspen Preen. We will come back here and hopefully get a post-game interview for you here. I'll try to track down either Scott Cost or a player of the game, and be right back on yourliveevent.com after this.
I've got a planter in the shop, and I had the guys from Agassiz Precision Ag come over and do an inspection.
You upgrading systems or working on maintenance?
Both, actually. We walked some fields last summer and found areas where we can improve. So we are installing Delta Force and some new opening discs.
I bet we're in the same boat. I should give them a call.
Yep, they'll come out and look over the planter with you and put a plan together. They are the guys I go to for answers.
Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Call 701-636-2119 or planterdoc.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
At Castleton Lumber, they want to be part of every stage of your building project from the ground up. Let them assist with planning your project timeline in a way that's affordable and efficient. Castleton Lumber has everything you need to get the look you love with windows, siding, roofing, and doors. From choosing the right materials to the finishing touches, you can count on the folks at Castleton Lumber. Stop in and talk with the crew today or call 347-4471. That's 347-4471. Since its beginning, the Central Cast Booster Club has generated and helped sustain fan interest in the men's and women's athletic programs at Central Cast High School. Through the years, that mission has broadened to also enhance the youth programs throughout the community. For more information, search Central Cast Booster Club on Facebook or email centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. That's centralcastboosterclub@gmail.com. Go Squirrels!
Growers, prepare your fields and yields against the wet conditions for 2025 and beyond with a drain tile project from Chad's Excavating out of Mayville. Drain tiling will improve and increase your yields and land values for years to come. Chad's Excavating provides free, detailed estimates, and with over 40 years of combined success, they provide professional installation and service. Call Chad today to prepare for your future and any questions that you might have. That's Chad's Excavating out of Mayville, helping farmers grow.
Welcome back on yourliveevent.com, joined by Whitney Mitchell, the victorious Central Cast Squirrels 8-3. And Whitney, you got 14 strikeouts in this game after you're able to settle down after that first inning. How are you able to come back and settle down after the rocky start?
Well, it is reassuring knowing that I have such a great defense behind me. Everyone's on the ball, fielding good. I trust them so much, so it makes me feel good going to the mound knowing that I have some strong girls behind me and just had to be comfortable and play lightly.
Yeah, it wasn't a bad day at the plate for you either. Got a couple of hits, a walk, and how important was it to start putting some run-producing innings together towards the middle of this game as Brooklyn Hoyland had a decent start as well?
Well, Northern Cast started off strong on the bats, and we just had to find our confidence and get rolling, in which I had full confidence in us that we were going to be able to execute with that.
And what does it speak to about this team's composure here, about being able to come back in the middle innings after starting down in a 3-0 hole?
Well, I think we really believe in our skills, and I don't know if you've heard this, but our theme this year is grit. So I think that even when we get into those big holes, we're very good at holding ourselves accountable and being able to dig out of them.
Absolutely. A gritty performance indeed today. And what was Coach Kost's message to you guys as you guys kind of went along in this one and were able to first just getting out of that hole, but then the comeback as well? What was his feedback to you guys?
Just going through basic skills, doing all the little things. We started off a little sleepy, so we just need to wake up and get rolling on the bats and making good plays.
And then lastly, how big is a win here, as Northern Cass was able to take a game here last year, but you guys are able to come out victorious this time. How big is this win?
Well, they're a good team, so it's a good region win, and that's a good win for our record, and I'm glad to have it.
Absolutely. That's Whitney Mitchell, 14 strikeout performance, complete game. Locked it down after the first inning. Good performance, and congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Sharing our heritage, sharing our future. Choosing the right bank for your financial needs can be challenging with the many choices available. Dakota Heritage Bank is pleased you're interested in knowing more about what they can do for you. The Dakota Heritage Bank community bank setting is a strong advantage they have over larger, less personal banks. Customers are more than account numbers, they are friends and neighbors. Working together, Dakota Heritage Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
Wrapping things up here on our Your Live Event postgame show from Castleton and Cost Field as the Central Cass Squirrels come out victorious 8-3 over the Northern Cass Jaguars. Mitchell, who you just heard from, goes the distance, 7 innings, and after the first 3 runs given up, a shutout after that, just giving up the 3 hits, 14 punch-outs, and Central Cass has won their 4th straight game in a row. Northern Cass falls to 1-2 on the season, now 3-0 for Central Cass in Region 1 play, off to a strong start as you would expect, and as you heard, gritty. That's the mentality, that's the theme of the year for the Squirrels, and that win took some grit today, so congrats to the Squirrels moving to 3-0 in the region and 4-1 on the year. And then not a bad performance, though, from Northern Cass today. The bats kind of slowed down in the middle innings, but came out strong and were ready to play today and played some pretty good softball out there against a really good Squirrels team. You've heard from our player of the game, Whitney Mitchell, and our Agassiz Precision Ag performance play of the game was Aspen Preen behind the plate and at the plate. Thank you to all of our sponsors for helping us get the show on the road each and every day. We couldn't do it without them, so if you see them out and about, give them a thank you because they're the reason we can do this. Thank you for tuning in this afternoon here from Cost Field. I'm Josh Boyko signing off. Thank you for watching Northern and Central Cass softball on yourliveevent.com.